So, my apologies to everyone. Are we all here? Are we all back? Everyone's good? Nobody's freaking out?
Yes.
Okay, don't know what the last thing you heard was. Did you guys hear anything about talking about Daniela? I'm going to assume no then. Great. So Daniela is sitting on the bench and kind of keeping her eyes focused on the Norseman that's sitting next to her, because he is actively like one of the invaders, right? Like the other two are not could possibly be like common folk, but the Norseman is actively like an invader, and so she's keeping like a wary eye on him while also trying to simultaneously watch everything else that's going on. And Farseer, Obek, you're not interacting directly with anyone.
No, all these people scare me.
Okay.
A lot more so than normal humans.
Okay, cool. And Aelin has stated that, you know, if the woman doesn't just like start talking to her, she won't engage any further. Which is totally fine. Totally A-okay, obviously. So, the interesting thing is getting back around to everyone else. So, what is everyone else doing during this period of time? And you guys can begin moving again, should you so choose.
Where was the rubbish band?
It's these gentlemen up here by the fireplace. Would you like to go interact with them?
Yes.
Okay. So Farron, you approach this individual here who has like it's like a washboard, right? And he's kind of doing like rough percussion on it. What do you do?
Why? Mind if I join you?
I think he just like, he bobs his head. He might be nodding at you, or he might be bobbing to the music, but you take it as an affirmation.
Then yeah, I start playing.
Yeah. Roll me a performance check.
Are you playing the Star Wars Cantina theme?
Of course.
I mean, why wouldn't?
As required by Imperial law.
Yeah. Hey, I'm actually getting good rolls.
Playing it pretty damn good, in fact. So yeah, you begin to play, and then the people in here begin to dance kind of more uproariously, and you've sparked some more interests. There's people chanting along with the music, singing their own drinking songs, but it's like 30 different people singing the drinking song that they know, and so, you know, in this day and time, the beat is usually always the same, but they're always like different lyrics and words and stuff. And so again, the cacophony rises a little bit. And Farron, you would say that you are particularly dedicated to music, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Roll me a wisdom saving throw. You get advantage, though.
Okay. That's a good advantage.
That is good. Okay. Fantastic. Nothing ill occurs to you. You begin playing, and you probably have a smile on your face because you're playing really well. But again, it's all part of the act, because you're also in kind of like a weird, strange situation, and so you're kind of keeping an eye on everything too, I assume.
Yes, it's not, oh hey, I'm here to perform. It's,
Okay.
Hey, this will give some cover and allow us to do stuff.
Yeah, so if you could also roll me a perception check, please.
13.
A 13's not bad.
It's fairly crowded.
Yeah, it's fairly crowded. It's hard to see a lot of things. I think your two counterparts, you notice your two counterparts, they kind of like look at you, and they like try and get on your beat, and your skill through osmosis is allowing them to kind of support you a little bit. So you actually have a percussion element to your particular interlude that you are performing. Morella and Jericho, what about you guys? What are you guys doing? I noticed, Jericho, you went to the south. Are you going
Yeah.
to interact with people, or what are you doing down there?
I think he's trying to insinuate himself around to see what's going on in the back. So possibly, like, schemes that have come to mind, he might just chat with people, might just want to keep an eye on who's going where, as far as the back rooms are concerned. Or if it looks like there's serving staff moving around, he might see if he can blend in with them. Just grab some scattered used glasses and carry those to the back.
Yeah, absolutely. So what you can see is, you can see that there is an individual right here, appears to be preparing food. He's got like a big cleaver in his hand, and you can see him like chopping off hunks of meat, and then giving them to another.
Tell what kind of meat?
Sure. Roll me a nature check.
I'm just saying, in cases like this, it's often people.
Okay. He is currently working on like a hunk of beef, but I think that noticeably, out of all the meat you see, nothing is people or anything strange. But there is a distinct lack of pork.
Distinct lack of pork, you say?
Yeah, like there is no pork hanging or anywhere, which would be a common like food group item to be being cooked.
Okay. And this bartender does in fact look like some kind of horrifying pig monstrosity.
Sure does. Looks exactly like you see him.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think he's going to try to insinuate himself into the back, so the glasses routine act like he's clearing up, see if there's any reaction.
Yeah, so you're just gonna like grab a couple of empty mugs, because again, there's a bunch of like empty mugs and plates and stuff. So you just want to like maybe like collect a bunch of them and try and walk your way back there. Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. So while you're doing that, Morella, what are you doing?
Yeah. She sees. Does she see Jericho start heading off towards the back?
Probably, yeah. I assume, Jericho, you didn't hop over the bar. You went to the entrance and kind of walked back behind, right?
Oh, yes. I misread what was going on there.
No, it's totally fine. Totally fine. Yeah, I mean, you see Jericho begin to do that
portion.
Oh, I mean, no. Maybe. I don't. Sure.
Too
you know what?
high-tech.
It is. It totally is. It's a flip up portion. That's totally what you did. That's canon now. There you go.
All right. To the best of her ability, then she is going to try to find the most isolated seat that she can find within this place.
Okay.
And I know that's probably really hard due to the fact that it's crowded and packed to shit.
Yeah, it's packed. This table up here is currently empty. People have kind of moved away from it and are moving to and from. The other tables are kind of crowded, but I think that this guy probably gets up and goes somewhere else if you wanted to sit. Like, this table appears to be pretty empty as well, this one right here.
Yeah. Then she will situate herself here.
Okay, cool. And still, like, no interaction with people, right?
No. None
Okay.
whatsoever.
Cool. So, Jericho, I need you to make me a roll. I will allow you to use either deception or stealth, because I think either applies here depending on your approach to the situation. Because deception's not always, talking. It could be disguising yourself and stuff like that. But it also could be if you're just like trying to do the servant thing where you just avoid notice, right? Like, that is totally another valid way of doing it.
Yeah, I think deception, because he's trying to fit in with the role.
Yeah, okay, go for it. A 25 is pretty good. 25 is pretty good. I'm going to roll a counter here, though. Just because there is at least one person overseeing this particular area. I don't even know if he can beat a 25, though, can he? He cannot even beat a 25. So, you're good for now. No one appears to notice. So again, you all may begin moving or continue doing what you stated that you have been doing, or take new actions, if you will. Aelin, are you still kind of just, like hiding out in that particular area?
Yeah, what do I see back in like towards the direction like off to the right? Do I notice anything, any people walking in and out of there, or?
That's a door, by the way, Jericho, just so you know.
Yeah. I thought so.
Yeah, anything you see that's that's a gap in the wall is probably a door. So yeah, that's a great question, Aelin. Roll me a perception check. You're gonna see some things, but I want to see if you notice some things. A 10. Okay, so straight average. So you notice that there appears to be some activity surrounding let me get up there. Surrounding this door right here. There's a door that's right here. You see it open and shut a few times, and you see individuals walk in and out. None of the individuals, though, appear to go into the bar area. They all head off further down the corridor, or the restrooms are actually right here. These are the restrooms right here. Or back into like these rooms back here, or back around the hallway. And if you count, you probably count about 3 or 4 people that come in and out of that particular area. They do appear to be just townsfolk, though.
Okay, yeah, that was my question.
Yeah, but it appears like maybe it's like a meeting room, or like a private, like a private room, maybe like a private dining room. Who knows? But without getting closer and kind of inspecting it, it'd be hard to tell.
Gosh, I wish I was stealthier.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on that way.
Yeah, totally. Jericho, do you do anything with this particular door over here or anything like that?
I mean, that door that I passed by, I assume is closed, and I don't think he necessarily wants to check if it's locked yet.
Yeah, it is. It
I
is
assume
closed.
no one's, Yeah, and no one's going in or out of it that
Correct.
I can see so far.
Correct. Yeah, no one has gone in and out of that door.
Yeah, so he'll make a mental note, but he'll keep looking around at things that he wouldn't need to actually meddle with.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, this door is also closed, despite appearing open on the map. How treacherous.
Yeah, well, I can't edit the map, unfortunately. And actually, this door is, since you guys have spent some time here, it's actually, like, ajar. Let me, Actually, we'll just say it's open. Because it's easier to make it open than it is to, make it, ajar. But it actually does appear to be open, as you see on the map in this particular instance. And so I assume, like, maybe you head down the hallway or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. You hear some sounds that appear to be coming from the third room on the right. The other 2 rooms, the doors appear closed. The third room on the right, you can see is just slightly ajar.
Okay, he'll snoop on that.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like. Well, it sounds. I mean, there's probably some talking going on, and I think that as you approach, you can very quickly realize it's very clearly the sound of 2 people in the act of coitus inside of the room.
I mean, fair enough, but just in case, he's going to check to see if one of them is a horrifying demon creature.
Yeah, absolutely. You should be able to poke your head in there and see a little bit of it, at least.
Shadows are weird, and I can't see anyone.
Damn it. There you go.
Yeah.
So you can see that it appears to be two humans engaged in the act on that bed.
Okie doke. Probably fine.
Probably fine.
We'll see if they're horrifyingly curse-bound later.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely we will. Back in the common room, what do you guys... Is anybody else doing anything? Farron, you've probably played like maybe 1 or 2 songs at this point. Are you just going to continue going on?
Yeah, I think now that I've integrated myself, now is a good time to switch up the rhythm. and see if I can get a few people with this.
Okay. I mean, yeah, any friendly creature within 30 feet. That's basically a whole lot of people. So the way that counter charm works is, you and any friendly creature within 30 feet of you have advantage against being frightened or charmed, which is fantastic. If these people were still actively making charm checks, if they're even charmed.
Yeah.
Speaking with
the
them
fact
may...
that they have no recollection of a dragon flying overhead is suspicious. But...
yeah. Maybe it was too loud in here, though. To hear the ground shake.
I mean, I don't think anything else has been shaking the ground lately.
Yeah. Cool. So I think that you do notice that actually, Farron, perfect. Roll me a perception check, Farron. This is your second one, I believe, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You will get a limit to these until you can find things. Okay. One thing that you notice about these two individuals that are with you, they have these crude instruments that are wooden and, they're not designed to be played, really. They're not really instruments per se. I think that you see that you notice, like, in the firelight as it's kind of like shining brightly, one of them like turns, and you can see on his hand, probably the one that's strumming the washboard, on his hand there appears to be dried blood that is both on his hand and on the handle of like the wooden spoon he's using. And you see him probably like, it's probably like in between a song, and he kind of just like sits there and he pulls the wooden spoon away, and maybe he like fixes a slat on the washboard, and that's when you can see the dried blood on his hand that appears to have transferred to the handle of the wooden spoon.
Can I surmise that he's been playing for so long?
That might be a good surmisation, but that's your opinion.
Okay. Okay, that's a bit disgusting, but okay.
Yeah, and I think that if you look at the other guy who's like got like these drums, his hands, you can tell now, are swollen to the point where his fingers don't really bend anymore. He just kind of hits it flat-handed.
Oh god.
And,
hey,
yeah,
you two. Next song I'll be doing a solo, so you take a break.
Yeah, I think the two of them, they look at you kind of quizzically, and then they look at each other, and they just kind of shrug, and then they go back to playing.
Oh god.
Beat him. Beat him to death.
I mean, I'm not Heartless Hannibal.
Fine, put them out of their misery.
If that's what you want to fucking call it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh.
So I think that also Marilla, a serving woman comes up to you, and she probably sets like you haven't asked for anything, but she probably sets down like a tankard and some food in front of you, and then gives you like a bow and walks away without saying a word.
Don't touch a drop or eat a bite of it. I
Okay.
just let it sit there.
Okay. I think that after a few minutes, this guy comes up, and he kind of like looks at you and kind of gestures to your food. Like, are you gonna eat that? He doesn't say anything though.
Yeah, I just simply like start slowly push it away.
Yeah,
like,
you push it towards him.
him.
Sure, yeah, and he grabs it up very quickly, and I think he sits down at the chair across from you and begins kind of scarfing it down, and drinking from the mug quite gratuitously.
It's definitely now more of an inquisitive look, as normally you don't just do that in a public place. You don't just, you're gonna eat your food. If not, hell yeah, I'm gonna eat that shit. So, she's studying,
Okay.
observing this individual.
Roll me an insight
Seeing what-
check.
Oh boy, my best roll. All right, here we go. All right, can only expect good things. Good things.
Yeah. He is acting strange. Or strange probably isn't the word for it. He is acting quite gluttonous. He's like picking up the plate and like scraping things into his mouth. And then he'll set the plate down and he'll like with both hands take the tankard and dump as much of the liquid into his mouth as he possibly can. And the plate is finished very quickly. And you can see like he looks at you, he gives you like a little head nod, and then he gets up and you watch him walk over to this table over here and grab a fresh plate that's been placed there and begin doing the same thing to that plate of food.
Indeed. I see. Okay. She
Over
watches
here,
it.
yeah, over here with Aelin and Obek. If you guys tried to interact or do anything else while this is all going on, I think you see Farron like up there playing and like see him have a brief conversation with the two gentlemen, and then kind of like, Farron, do you shoot him a look? Because you obviously know where they're at.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, how can I convey some really weird shit is going down just with my eyes?
It's like the super wide anime eye thing.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna go with arched eyebrow smell, but
True. I think also at some point Alien will try to get his attention and kind of like head nod to the back room. Like, there's shady stuff going on behind
yeah.
you.
So maybe that's like where that instance occurs, right? Like, Aylin's like, there's maybe something going on back there, and you're like, what is, like, again, you like wide-eyed, deer in the headlights. Do you like look at the two guys, like kind of intention that it's like those two are freaking you out a little bit, Farron?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
So Aelin, you perceive that as Farron thinks there's something weird going on with those two guys, obviously.
I mean, I don't know how I would convey this. Maybe like a lean back so that he can see the girl who continues to read the entire time and hasn't looked up at us, and kind of like look over at her too. Be like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. And so I think that, you have this exchange, and Aelin, you hear and then a body hitting the floor, and you can see that this guy right here, he appears to have slipped out of his chair, smacked his head on the table, and is now lying on the floor. And you can see like a faint, like little trail of blood leading from like his forehead where he hit himself.
Yeah, so Aelin being Aelin, not trying to make a scene, would just like very quietly like kneel down and start to try to like help him up and assess his like vitals.
Yeah, and he's completely unconscious. You can tell that he's still breathing, obviously, but like trying to help him up is not doing anything. Between maybe the head injury that he has now sustained and the extreme inebriation, he is just unconscious on the floor. And again, you can see like he's kind of split his head open, like he's got a big knot that's starting to form, and there's like a little trickle of blood like coming out of it. But
yeah, I guess Aelin very quietly, like from her sleeve, because I'm sure she has these, like pulls a tiny little bandage and just kind of like places it over the wound on his head, and kind of does the thing where like when somebody's super drunk, you kind of make sure they're on their side so he doesn't choke on his own vomit.
Yeah, you put him in the recovery position. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw, please. You have advantage. Nice. So I think I'm gonna give you something a little extra for that natural 20 there.
Yay.
you feel, and I'm sure you've felt this sort of feeling before, the desire to help others. It washes over you very strongly, and instead of being affected by it, you're able to kind of observe that feeling from the outside, like, that was different, right? Like that's unusual. That's an unusual feeling, and I think you perhaps feel as though you have, like, someone has invaded your space, like an effect attempted to take hold of you, but you're not sure what, and maybe it sets you on edge a little bit.
Yeah, more than a
Like
little.
maybe you catch yourself like beginning to summon magics to help to heal this man, and then you're like, wait, I don't need that. I don't need to do that. Why would I do that? Why would I think that?
Oh God.
Yeah, but nothing happens to you beyond that.
Yeah, I mean, once I see he's okay, I would kind of like right myself on my bench, I guess that's what I'm sitting on,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like lean over Obek to Daniela,
Yeah,
and just kind of be like, something very strange just occurred.
yeah, and I think she kind of like looks at you and she's like, "Have you not seen the place we are in? There are strange things occurring all around us."
Yes, you're not wrong. She just kind of like looks back around. Hopefully Morella can be quick. We should really get out of here.
Yeah. So Jericho, what are you doing back here?
What am I doing?
Yeah. So you've been exploring the area. I assume you continue
And
exploring.
so it looks like this loops around, back to the front room. Okay.
Yep, sure does.
So just quickly check these rooms. Nothing going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then back to the closed door that he passed earlier.
Okay.
Actually,
As
well,
you're
no, yeah.
as you're there, I
Uh-huh.
think you see an individual exits this door right here and closes it behind him, and it kind of turns and looks at you, and kind of like cocks their head to the side, and then kind of like looks around, and again, it's human, kind of like looks around, but is almost acting like a dog does when it sees something it doesn't understand. You know? Like the man is kind of frozen there and is kind of like inquisitively like one head to the side and then like one head and then like flips the head to the other side. And you see it kind of like tries to like look around you. And I assume you're just kind of like standing there having this like staring contest, right?
No, I think he's going to try to allay suspicion by heading back towards the main room.
Okay, so yeah, you just walk in that direction, and the individual just like kind of follows you with their head cocked to the side, doesn't say anything. And then when you get back over to the main room, you see the individual watches you walk into the crowd, and then just turns and begins walking this direction.
Interesting. Well, I'm here. May as well confer with the others.
Yeah. So you walk up to Aelin first, I assume. Aelin, you obviously see Jericho walk up.
Yeah, and if I was cognizant of that interaction he just had with
whatever you
human
said that you
was.
were watching that direction.
Yeah, I would probably say they've been doing that this whole time. 3 or 4 of them, they come out, go back in, and walk that way.
Well, doesn't seem to be anything too sinister going on back there. They're not serving people. That was a pleasant discovery. But I'm not sure what's going on in that middle room there. It's one of the only ones they seem to care to have any security at.
Serving people? What?
Well, I mean, when you're in a tavern filled with horrifying monsters, they do tend to be a fan of serving human, dwarf, that kind of thing. You don't.
Aylin's just
You're not
staring
really
at you
into
like
pop
wide-eyed.
culture, are you?
Aylin now does the puppy dog doesn't understand, head to the side.
Anything you discovered out here?
Well, this guy, she kind of like leans over, points to the ground.
I assume you don't like just kick his body.
God, no. Just like kind of point to him pleadingly, say, I went to help him and it was almost like I was compelled to do so. It's very strange. Does that sound like any type of magic to you?
Compulsions, obviously. I mean, not my personal specialty, but certainly an area that people of my sort tend to know a bit about. Normally, it's a bit difficult to just make them happen when you walk in on a place like this, though. You haven't felt as if anyone's directing you?
Well, I initiated the help, and then as I was doing it, it occurred from there. I don't know. I haven't felt it
You
since.
went to help, and then you wanted to help more, and you feel this is strange. Am I understanding the situation correctly?
Well, when you put it that way, I guess it does sound kind of. I mean, that's
A
what
little bit.
happened.
No, I think, I mean, it's probably not nothing. Oh no. Where did Morella go?
I don't know. I lost her over, and she points vaguely in that direction.
Vaguely in that direction.
Okay, no screaming. That's good. What's Farron up to at this point?
Yeah, what is Farron doing right now?
Yeah, I'm making sure that Big Demon doesn't just charge at everyone in the room whilst playing along. I may have thrown a few minor healing words to my percussionists.
Okay, yeah, maybe you like wrap one of their hands or something, or do you try and do it like covertly?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I am.
Yeah, they don't.
Almost direct sight of big bad Juju.
They don't. They don't speak to you. They don't make any recognition. They'd kind of just like stare blankly at what like. In fact, if you're trying to be covert about it, they probably don't make any acknowledgement that anything is different at all. They just continue on their way, just strumming away.
This place.
'Tis a fate worse than perhaps death. So what do you all do? Nothing appears to be changing significantly until you seem to need to affect it in some way.
Right. Well, I've found a mysterious door. I'm thinking we should probably check that.
Okay.
He's saying this in character.
Right, yeah, exactly. Of course.
That's just how Jericho talks. Yeah, you know.
I believe it.
Very quietly. Anything to get out of here, please?
That's interesting. Obek, our unusual friend, do you feel drawn to anything in particular apart from the door?
I'm drawn to attack the demon if we don't get out of here quickly.
Right, fair enough. Good instinct. Let's just snoop a bit more first. He surveys the people he's got in hand.
Okay.
Farron, perhaps a stealthy approach?
I could do that.
I would ask some of the others to help, but I think we're specialized for it. And he'll just start meandering this way again.
So Aaron, you,
Yeah,
you stop playing, I assume, and head over there.
Yeah. I think as I pass Aelin, I say, keep an eye on Marilla.
Wherever she is.
If I knew where she was.
As I kind of look in this direction. Oh,
If anything happens over there, assume Morella.
yes.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay. So the two of you round the corner, and again, you don't hear or see anything besides the din coming from the common room area, and the distant sounds of coitus occurring. What do you do when you approach that door there?
I think first Jericho is going to switch into a different appearance. Probably not anything specific, just not his own face, seeing as he's already been observed with that one.
Cool. Roll me a wisdom saving throw when you do that.
Oh boy.
Jericho,
Mm-hmm.
you feel compelled
Oh, boy.
to cycle through your different personas because you're just not quite happy with the one you settle on the first time. And then the second one, it doesn't quite, you don't have a good feeling that it's going to work.
Okay.
So could you do me a favor and explain, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 different personas that you cycle through before something else happens?
Sure. So he would flip fairly rapidly between, I think, first just someone who would fit in here very well, a sort of burlier, substantially hairier and less delicate human-looking man, and then feeling that was not quite fitting right, maybe shrug back into the grandmother persona that he was traveling around with Farron with earlier, and then realize that's not going to work here. So try something else, maybe elvish, proper elvish. Are there any elves here? It's pretty much just humans and dwarves, isn't it?
Not a whole lot of elves in Middenheim. There are some,
Yeah,
but not many.
Yeah, no. Okay, that's not going to work either.
Right. Yeah, and I think that
Yeah.
probably at that point, Farron, you realize, and maybe Jericho, maybe you get to a point where you loop back around to one of those.
Sure.
Right? And Farron, you notice, like, Jericho stopped. He's not moving, he's not proceeding. He's just constantly like hood up, hood down, hood up, hood down, hood up, hood down, hood up, hood down. And every time he comes back as a different person, and then he cycles through a couple of them that you notice are the same. Do you say anything or do anything, Farron?
I mean, I am sure the first one was good enough. No?
Okay. Alright, so
do I take any notice of him?
So roll me another wisdom saving throw. You have advantage.
Yay.
Okay, there we go. Jericho, you settle back on that big burly man with the beard.
Right.
And it is as if no time has passed for you. In your mind, this is the first one you've chosen.
Okay. Did I notice that Farron said anything, or was that also lost?
Yeah, no, I think that's like the point. Like, I think the first one was fine. Is what you hear, and that's a weird thing for Farron to say because this is the only one you've ever changed into.
Yeah. So glance back at him, but probably brush it off, and see if this door is locked.
So you turn the door handle and it clicks as if to open.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you open it?
Yep.
Okay. So as you open it, a scene is laid out before you. Settled in the back of the room along the bench, you can see there is a woman of extraordinary beauty. Although to your not corrupted minds, she is also very demon-like. And she is kind of lounging, and you can see there are a couple of like pillows that kind of prop her up and surround her. And she appears to be sipping very delicately from a glass. And around her are these men are around her, and they are kind of like, it almost looks like they're having like a meeting of some sort. They appear to be talking, and I think that this guy over here on the right, he kind of turns and looks, and the room kind of falls silent, and all 5 of these men in here, you see them, they kind of like, they all cock their heads to one side or the other and look at you quizzically. And the woman in the back of the room, she kind of looks at you, and Farron.
Yes.
I need you to please make me a wisdom saving throw.
I don't know if inspiration. Oh,
Good.
no, not good. That's the exact
Farron, you're immediately enthralled by her beauty, and she kind of like extends a dainty arm and beckons you to come into the room.
If possible, Jericho is going to quickly close the door, as in before Farron can go through, sort of like, oh, sorry, didn't realize where we were going.
Okay. I think that you are able to do that. Farron, what do you do in response?
What are you doing? I've never seen such a more perfect sight in all my life.
Yes, and you wouldn't want her to see you like this, would you? And he's just going to try to pull Farron away as quickly as possible.
Okay. So as you begin to pull him away, Farron, roll me another wisdom saving throw. You both have said you've got counter charm active, so I'll give it to you, Farron. So,
Okay.
Farron, you snap out of it, and Jericho drags you away a step. But then, before anything else can happen, whoops. Oh, that didn't mess anything up. Okay, no, it didn't. Good. Jericho, the door opens,
Mm-hmm.
and the scene before you has changed. And you can see the woman that was there is also changed.
Even more demonic.
No, but is now no longer a woman, but is a man standing there.
Huh.
And
Different.
You do you, Grelder.
and as this occurs, they see you, you see them, and then you see the true persona of these individuals that were in this room. And he kind of like looks, and he points at you, Farron, and you see his face kind of contorts. This individual, what we assume to be Garulda, the face contorts, appears angry, and shifts from your vision. But I need everyone to roll me initiative, please, including Hannibal. Now, I know you don't have a token, Hannibal, so I'm going to move you to where you do have a token.
Do I have a map at least?
What a question, Hannibal.
Yeah.
Of course you have a map, sir.
Let's
Of
go,
course you
but
have
you
a
can
map.
do this. I believe.
Do you believe in life after
Those two need to
love?
roll too.
Well, Hannibal, I'm going to give you control over their character sheet.
Yes.
And then
Oh, shit,
I need to roll some initiatives for sure. So I think that as this occurs, we see briefly the scene that we saw for Hannibal. So you had entered into this house, Hannibal, and this giant armed man was swinging from the ceiling, coming immediately at you.
Should I roll for Malia too?
No, they act in the same turn.
Okay, I can't control Malia.
Yeah, you can't control their tokens. I'll change that in just a second.
No, I can control one of them, not the other.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Thank you.
There you go. So this man is swinging towards you, and I assume you like, make some kind of noise, and Kira and Malia like, kind of like spears down, try to come charging in, but we'll see what happens on initiative. Obviously. So bear with me here while I get some initiative rolled, because this is going to be an interesting level of things going on currently. So I think first and most importantly, let's go ahead and get Garulda's initiative rolling. Because someone broke her charm. She's not very happy about that. Okay, good. Let's get these guys some initiative. Okay.
Oh god.
And then let's get this guy some initiative. Okay. Alright, that should be it for there. Now let's come over here. We're gonna get this bad boy some initiative. Okay.
Fuck.
I think that's appropriate. But there's also other things going on that you will find out very shortly, Hannibal. You know this is not his only follower. So let's go ahead and sort by descending order. Oh, it looks like we're with Hannibal right now. So, appropriately, as I described, this man comes swinging towards you. And he doesn't move quite as fast as you can run, obviously, on the rooftops, but he is only 20 feet away from you. And as he's descending, he leaps down on top of you as if to almost crush you or hold you down. And he's going to attempt to grapple you.
Will this grapple hurt me?
No, it will not hurt you. It's just a grapple.
Okay, what do I need to roll?
Over a 29.
I cannot.
Okay. So he grabs you, and basically you can take actions and do what you want, but you cannot move. You are immobilized.
You got it.
And that is his action. So we return to the fun occurring over here. And so these creatures, they come running out at you, Jericho, and you, Farron. And this one comes out to here. This one comes out to here. And you see that the other three turn invisible. Why are they not locked to the map? Weird. The other three fade from view. Is this grid not on? What's going on here? Grid's on. It's really weird. Oh, I know what happened. Remember when I said I hope that didn't do anything? Apparently I turned them all into drawings. Which is kind of shitty, but whatever. We'll deal with it. Cool. So these two come charging at you, and one of them is going to attack you. Well, actually, no. They're gonna do something else. So they're going to try and use their scare ability on each of you. Both of them are going to use it. One on Jericho and one on Aaron. So the first one for Jericho, and again, you have counter charm active, which also works against frighten.
I hate to nerf us, but counter charm technically only is active while you're playing.
Okay, I mean that's fine. So one at each of you. Each of you roll me a wisdom saving throw. You only got to beat a 10. These guys are not particularly frightening, despite their looks.
I'm terrified. We both are.
Holy
so...
shit, you both failed.
They're both
Wow.
chicken shits.
They were like, rawr.
Yeah.
And we were like, ah.
So the both of you are frightened, which I think the accurate description for that is like cannot move closer, must attempt to get out of line of sight, or at least something along those lines.
For the that's like for the turn undead, which is supposed to be similar. For this, it's just you can't willingly get closer, and any attack against it would have disadvantage.
Got it. Okay, well there you go. Yeah, frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls so you have disadvantage on all ability checks and all attack rolls while these two are in view of you. And you cannot willingly move closer to the source of fear. So you can try and attack them, you'll just have disadvantage to attack them, obviously.
Sure.
And then we have an action here. And I think that for the rest of the party to kind of bring you into the situation, the group of you is watching this guy right here. And probably Morella, you are the most actively looking at this. You see he kind of like raises his head, and you see him look back towards the back room, and then you see him like set his things down. He cracks his knuckles, and he begins walking that direction, giving you note that something is going on. Obviously,
Yeah, the moment he starts walking and cracking his knuckles, a chair is coming his way.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, absolutely, and that probably brings you into the combat. And I think that Aelin, having being told, watch out for Morella, you see a chair fly through the air and kind of like smash up against the bar. And you see the big pig guy, he turns and like looks in that direction. And you probably see Morella, do you like jump up on the table or something?
I probably, stand on the table.
Yeah. So that brings the three of you into the action, per se. But more importantly, perhaps, we have some... Oh. Alright, so Daniela. I think Daniela probably, like, looks at Aelin and says... she probably says, Aelin, it appears that, and again, you can also see this. The two of you can, obviously. She probably like looks and is like, "Well, I'm going to go see if I can help Morella. Will you be okay here?"
Yeah, I think Aelin just nods and she says, "Yes, go. We'll be fine."
Yeah,
she looks over at Obek.
Yeah, and I think Daniela gets down to here, like pulls out her greatsword and brandishes it. And takes the dodge action to prepare for her onslaughts, just in case the big guy comes running out. Because she's in her mind, the big guy is more of a danger than whatever just came out of this room, because he's big and imposing and scary. And Hannibal and Morelli, you get to go before this guy. And Jared, God, all of you rolled 14s.
Indeed.
God darn it. There we go. Okay. So let's go see what Hannibal's going to do.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be able to use my strength to get out of this. So
Yeah, and I think you can tell right away, like, he's got you, like, by the wrist, and, like, you can feel, like, how strong his grip is, and you don't feel like you can yank your hand out of the way.
So I just move my hand and point at his gut.
Yeah.
And then I cast Eldritch Blast at him to knock him 10 feet away.
Okay. You know you will be drugged with him, right?
Would that be how it works?
Yes. Because he can actually move with you grappled. he could actually drag you at half of his movement speed.
But I pushed the creature up to 10 feet away.
Right, and you are technically connected to that creature. Until the grapple is broken in some way.
What about if I shocked him?
I mean, again, the grapple is the grapple. Unless you can find some way to break the grapple, you are connected in movement to this individual.
Oh, I know. Only,
he can only do that when he takes damage. That's the bad thing about Misty Step.
Bite your tongue.
No, I'm gonna do this instead. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go.
Okay, cool.
I mean, that's an effective way to just
just kill him, right? That's the goal
fuck
here.
him.
That's
pretty high on damage too. Good job, Hannibal.
Cool. So I will roll a Constitution saving throw, in which he passes.
He still takes 25 damage.
He does take 25 damage, which is a significant amount for him. He is, I mean, again, he's kind of just a mutated human, but he is not. I think you see, like, his muscles begin to ripple, and like his face goes from that gleeful look to like a more serious, concerned look. And you can feel the kind of grip on your wrist, like kind of like weakens a little bit as he's taken by surprise by this magic overcoming him.
Yeah, I just look at him and say, "Yeah, that might have been the best choice for you." Then I look over, Kira, Malia.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because now he's here, right? He's stuck here. So we move back to Morella. Morella, I'm not going to count your throwing the chair as your action. You still get a full turn, obviously.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, it's going to be me actually spending my turn just to get up to that situation.
Yeah, especially since the bar is difficult terrain to leap over it. One less to worry about.
I know. So, indeed going to spend my turn dashing and essentially as a free action pulling out the spear.
Yeah.
So
describe to us how you do you like shoulder roll over the bar, or do you butt slide as we were intending Jericho to do previously?
No, it's obviously
That's Jalen's doing.
It's straight up Olympian.
Just hurtle,
jumping over, just hurtling over.
You just hurtle the bar. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem. You're Morella Fairheart.
And then, possibly doing a roll to like end up where I'm at.
Yeah, absolutely. And the creature kind of turns to you slowly, like watches you do this, and as you like approach and turns to you, I think you can see it, like appears very unconcerned with the situation that he is currently in. Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
You are afraid of this creature in front of you. It has struck fear into your heart.
Yeah, that won't do. Well, unfortunately, Jericho's already spent the vast majority of his amazing repertoire of magic, so I think he's just going to go for the counter charm here and hope that Farron can.
Okay. You also get to roll at the end of your turn to break the fear.
Yes.
So
he's gonna, but I'm counting on this being an action. I think he's counting on Farron to actually do the useful stuff here.
Yeah, totally.
But as a bonus action, I will also throw him Bardic Inspiration.
Okay, mark a Bardic Inspiration, Farron.
Weave that into the counter charm.
Yeah, how do you do that? Like, do you, please get us out of here, Farron. Right?
More or less, yeah.
Sure.
Please, I'm the pretty one.
I don't know. Jericho's quite pretty.
That's what I meant. Jericho was saying I'm the pretty one.
Oh, okay. Okay, fantastic. All right.
Also, it'd be tragic if anything happened to you, I guess.
Oh, also real quick, I need to make a saving throw.
For what?
Poison. I'm poisoned, remember?
Oh, yes, I do remember. Yes, okay. Sorry, I had forgotten that.
Yeah, I'll just roll real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and make your con check.
Need to be
I
14.
assume 21 means Jericho regains his senses.
Yeah, you do. You are no longer afraid, Jericho.
Nothing helps quite like an Allegro.
That's right, exactly. The music soothes your soul.
Doesn't it for everyone?
Just like,
the whole point.
I mean, it's just like rock and roll.
Sounds right.
Well, Marilla, this is a bad time to go because this creature turns to you and kind of like regards you with disdain. And this guy is not something to mess with. So the first thing that happens is this. So all creatures within 15 feet of him must make a wisdom saving throw.
If you give me control of Morella, I'll make it for him.
So yeah, it looks like I'm not giving you control of Morella. It looks like Morella is the only one in range that matters. So I'll go ahead and make it, unless you're here, Morella. Nope. Okay, good. Characters. Morella. Wisdom saving throw. Nope. Although, what is the range on counter charm?
30 feet and line of sight.
Oh, okay. Then no. So Morella is now frightened for 1 minute.
I guess anyone who can hear it as well, so line of sight or sound. But 30 feet
30
regardless.
feet. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Morella is frightened though, because I think she's outside of 30 feet from you. So becoming frightened, I think Morella probably knows that she's overextended here. Sees like the big creature just like turn towards her, and perhaps becomes slightly afraid by that fact. Oh no, their shield is broken. Look at that. And then the creature simply is going to crush twice with his claws and then use his substantial jaws to bite you. Good luck.
Sounds tantalizing.
Okay, that misses. That hits. And this is the big one. Morella. Okay, she's not here.
Gonna die and not even know it.
I mean, that would leave me with 2 hit points, so I assume that she's down to like 80%.
She's down. She's down pretty low. She's down pretty low. It hurt a lot.
Hey, I'm not the one to almost get one shot.
God, that's an insane roll.
I rolled crazy high on that.
That
Like,
was ridiculous.
D10 plus
It's-
5.
It's
10, 6,
Yeah. It could
9,
only be 7
9,
points
9.
higher.
yeah. It's a crazy hard roll, and it's probably appropriate. Marilla drops her guard because she's frightened, and the creature sees that and just like breaks her. Farron, it is your turn.
Oh.
Just remember, you don't know that yet.
Yeah, of course. I think what I do is I use Fairy Fire.
Really?
Very.
Centered on yourself or these creatures, or
Yeah, these creatures.
okay, good. Revealed next to you is one of the other creatures. However, it automatically reveals, and then I still have to make the wisdom save, right? That's how it works? Okay. I'm going to make 3 wisdom saves. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the middle one is unaffected, but the other 2, I'm going to change their aura color so that we know. What color would you like it? Oh, fuck, they're still drawings. God damn it, hold on. Stupid. Control C, Control V. I'll make it representative of this creature.
I mean, I'd
please.
rather be able to see what's killing me than
Yeah.
not.
What color would you like their auras?
Obviously pink.
Pink. Got it. It's more of a purple, but you know what I mean. There's not actually one out there. Don't be alarmed. There we go. I only put that red circle around them so you can see them easily, but I actually just realized that they're actually pretty easy to see on this fucking map. So let me just make this one here real quick. And we'll just get rid of this. Boom. There we go. Cool. And what else, Farron?
Jericho can have that.
Okay, Jericho, also have Bardic Inspiration. And
just the constant buffing back and forwards.
Yeah. Anything else from Farron?
I feel like I should hold the door in this situation. So.
All right. If it is the end of your turn, go ahead and make me a Wisdom saving throw with advantage. Hey, you pass. You needed a 15. So you both have overcome your fear. It was probably mostly the shock, right? The initial these terrible creatures are after me. Okay, everything's fine now. Right? Totally.
Yeah, totally. That's how it works, right?
Okay. Fantastic. Aelin. So Aelin, you see Morella get slammed up against the bar and cough up blood onto it.
Yeah, and be absolutely terrified, right?
Yeah, she's scared. She is frightened. You see the fear in her eyes from here.
So I think even though at the time Aelin was going to stay where she was, I think she's just gonna move right up to behind Daniela, and for the moment just throw her a slight heal as she makes her way towards Morella.
Okay, fantastic. I wait the healing roll. All right. And I think Daniela, that gets her a full, I think, no problem, yeah? Yeah. Or are you healing, I'm sorry. Are you healing Morella?
Yeah, no, I'm healing Morella.
Okay, I thought you were healing Daniela, because Daniela has
No, I was moving
damage,
up behind
apparently.
Daniela and then giving Morella the heal.
Got it.
Their names are very similar.
It's true, it's very true. I did not consider that when I made Daniela's name. Actually, you made Daniela's name. So plus 16 health for Morella. Morella's feeling about at 50% or so. A little bloodied. Anything else from you, Aelin?
Nope.
Okay. So we jump back over to the others. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? Because I want everybody to be involved. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give everybody control over Kira and Malia so that you all can see what's going on over here. Who is that?
What?
There was some popping. Wasn't sure who it was. Edits can all players. All players. Okay, cool. So, here we go. Now, everybody should be able to see what Kira and Malia can see, who I think can actually see things, right?
Yep. Alright, so do they share health?
No, they do not share health. They have separate health. But they are identical in every way, except for shape.
Okay, got it. So, there you go.
Are you rubbing against your microphone, Jackson?
No, I'm eating pretzels.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so they go. They're going to charge up, I assume, and help you out. That was the intention here.
Right here, and wait, can she not squeeze around? Yeah, she can.
Yeah, she can. She absolutely can.
Okay, so now then they're going to make 4 attacks.
Okay. Correctamundo. So they begin stabbing him. The first and the last one hits. The other two do not.
Would they have advantage because he's currently occupied with me?
Nope, that is not a thing that happens. He has the upper hand in the grapple there. So they begin like poking at him, and he's like dodging out of the way of a couple of them. Because that's the thing is, despite not having use of his legs, he's quite dexterous because he probably like does a one-handed handstand and like dodges. He's moving erratically, is what I'm saying, and so it's hard for Kira and Malia to kind of lock in on him. But they do get a couple of good blows in there, tearing apart his clothing and leaving him some nasty scratches. But then we proceed over to Farseer Obek. Farseer Obek, your turn. Ryan?
Yeah, just kind of thinking about the predicament here, which, as far as I can see, it is pretty obvious. Gonna run over here. Is this fire open?
Yeah, so it's like you can shoot over it if that's what you were intended to do.
Can I shoot through it?
I mean, are you trying to light your arrow on fire before it gets there?
This is a possibility. Probably wouldn't work, but
I don't think it would be in the fire long enough to catch on flame.
Can I, like, dip it in the fire to light it and then shoot it?
I think I would make you at least use your bonus action, and do you have oil or something that will allow it to catch?
No.
Because burning the wooden shaft would not be advantageous here, I don't think.
Yeah, it's pretty short range. Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot it.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot the big scary monster thing that I've been waiting to shoot since we got in the tavern. Let me see.
A 10. And an 18.
18.
The 10, it hits him but doesn't pierce his side. But the 18 certainly does. And I think, like, you see him, like, he reaches his hand back and, like, scrapes the arrow away. It hits and pierces, and you can see, like, a little, like, probably, like, spot of blood. And he kind of, like, looks over his head and, like, looks in the direction of probably Daniela and Aelin just kind of, you know, standing there, and doesn't really see you, Obek. You're kind of ducking down behind the fire, but sees other combatants here.
I am okay with this. Yay for fire.
Indeed.
That is all for Obek.
So at the end of the turn, there is something else that happens over here, Hannibal. So, Hannibal, roll me a perception check. Beautiful. Also, roll one for Kira and Malia. Roll perception twice on them.
I think you can't hear Jackson.
Oh yeah, I muted him because of the microphone was bleeding my eardrums.
Well, that would be an issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been asking about them. So did they both roll?
Yeah, each one of them gets a roll. Just roll twice.
And there's the ear bleeding again.
Yeah, ear bleeding. Okay, so
I'm back, by the way.
Oh, good. You took 50-something damage. Malia kind of looks over the shoulder of this guy. Yeah, you heard me right. And she kind of points her spear, and her eyes kind of go wide a little bit, and directs your attention to bursting out of this door, like smashing through it. There's a vaguely mutant humanoid-like creature. Comes bursting out of the door. And that's 5, 10. I just need to
Jackson says he's fixed his mic.
Oh, okay. I'll unmute him now.
What the fuck?
He is unfortunately still Jackson.
Yeah.
You have to understand, Jackson, when I said that all of you are like 20 times louder than normal, that like really hurts me now.
You have to understand about the things I care about in life.
Like pretzels?
Yeah.
So this creature comes bounding towards you, and then is going to take a dash action.
You're gonna reach
Nope, not quite. But you can see that it appears to be a human, it's wearing like just a loincloth, but you can see its hands are like these. It looks like grafted skin almost. It doesn't match quite the pale coloration of his the rest of his skin, and you see these long claws that kind of like stick out, and he's like running and like he's got grabby hands. And then I just need to move some other dudes to kind of get in the action here. Right. Okay.
Bear. Okay.
Okay. And that is a great place to take our break. So when we come back, we'll resume with the combats. Let's all be back at 20 after. 20 after seems good for everybody.
Okay.
Works for me.
Okay, cool. We will see you guys then.
Mhm.
Alright guys, we're gonna take a quick little break. Boom. And we'll see you in just a few minutes. Stay tuned, I'm gonna play some music. Be right back.